This podcast goes out to all those fathers out there, those that want to become fathers, those that are new fathers, and those that are seasoned in fatherhood. Let's go. Time to step it up and be a role model. Do the best you can, keep that hand on the throttle. It starts with the will, guidance will continue. Different shades of dad, cause the dad lives in you. Let's go. Let's go, baby. 2021, we are back in it, a brand new year. Welcome to the podcast. My name is Robert Gutierrez, aka ODM from the 90s group Lighter Shade of Brown. Shout out to all the LSOB fans out there. Man, those diehard ones since day one. Some of you guys been down with us since the 90s, since day one, like I mentioned. And it's good to be here. I got 30 years under my belt as a rapper. I got 20 years under my belt as a radio DJ. And about 6 years as a husband and father. Although my 6th year is coming up. When's our anniversary? In March. So really excited about that. This is your first podcast. Welcome. This is Different Shades of Dad. And this is where we talk about just everything dads. You know what I mean? Just from our perspective. From my perspective, your perspective. We have guests here occasionally. But today, actually, I'm just going to rock this one out by myself. Only because we skipped a week. I skipped a week last week, New Year's Eve. And yeah, we took an annual trip to the desert, and Joshua Tree is where we head out. And man, this place is the place to be. I'm telling you, like if you get a chance and you want to be one with nature, they always say Joshua Tree is the best spot. I mean, the sunset to the, to the sunrise, it's just beautiful. You can go out there on a mountaintop, ride your little quad up there and just go chill. And that's exactly what I did. We took the family out there. We had a great time. This was actually our 3rd time in the last 3 months. We've been camping a lot lately. Quarantine on wheels, as I call it, because, it was just to get out of the house and be outside, in the desert where it's like not a lot of people are, but it gets the family out and the kids love the desert. My kids love the desert. I cannot stop stressing that. Layla, my 13-year-old, she loves riding. That's her favorite place to be, is the desert. Elijah now loves it. He has a quad, my 4-year-old. Amaya, little mama's still a baby. She's 5 months old, but she's probably going to be a rider too as well. But yeah, we just went out there. My wife and I, we spent New Year's Eve out there and a couple more days, and we ended up doing a wig party. There was like a neon wig party / DJ. I brought my system out there. I was out in the trailer, set up, had the speakers facing out towards the dirt and the bonfire. It was really cool. Just played some music and we just chilled. That's all we did. You can check the video out for that. I'll leave a link in the description. It's over on my family YouTube channel, which is the RVG Fam. And please subscribe over there if you get a chance as well. But I want to welcome you guys here. I want to ask you about your 2020, the obvious, any new changes in 21 that you are planning on trying to concentrate on, some challenges. You're dropping some old bad habits, which is always great. Hey, they always say, you should be doing this every year. No. But New Year's makes it special. A brand new year always makes it special. And I would say this year is definitely more challenging because of what we're going through. It's like trying to make plans, you know what I mean, in the future. And like, how do you do that when you don't know what's going to happen? Like the next week, you don't know if we're going to be on stay at home, central, like lock your doors and that's it. Like, don't come out. Like, for real though. So like, for an example, my wife, we're celebrating our 6-year anniversary in March, and like plane tickets are like super low right now. I just found out today they're like, Southwest has a deal for like $29 for one way. $29, couple $100. That's your round trip to Vegas or whatever. You go to the Bay Area. But I'm like, do we really want to do that? Yeah, we want to get away, but then we got to board a plane. You know what I'm saying? And we got to deal with all of that. Me personally, I'd rather just drive. It's safer, and you don't have to worry about being around a lot of people. But 2021, let's see here. My self-structuring is still on key. Like, I have a lot of stuff on my plate from 2020 that is still there, and that I'm still trying to just like juggle. Because let's face it, a lot of us, we lost jobs. You know what I'm saying? In 2020. We're trying to make that financial gain back somehow, keep a roof over our heads. Unfortunately, some aren't fortunate enough to have homes or who have lost their homes. And my prayers go out to you and your families. So, but every time I think of that, that could be me. That could be me losing this house. And I work so damn hard for this house, right? Like we bust our asses like for the last 30 years to get this. And I tell my wife that all the time, like, dude, we got to just come with the hustle, because since these shows stopped, I'm not touring anymore. So we got to make and that was a big financial gain right there. So I'm making ends meet here by like selling merch. We got like Lighter Shade of Brown merchandise. We got RBG Fam, our YouTube channel merchandise, little stuff like that. My wife picked up crafting. She's doing her tumblers, cups, and whatnot. And by the way, I'll leave a link in the description for all those. And if you're watching on YouTube, if you're not, that's okay. You're listening to the audio, that's cool too. But yeah, I mean, anything we can just to make up for 2020. And this year is no exception. But also, I'm also trying to find that time to, like I've been trying to, somewhere find that balance for my son. My son is getting so much older. My daughter is now 5 months old. Crazy. She almost half a year. Like it was just yesterday when I dropped Newborn Miracle and I was in the hospital while, mixing it. Well, I wasn't mixing it in the hospital. Like it was literally being mixed when she was being born. And that was back in July 31st. It's just crazy how, these kids just grow so fast. And I know they've always told me that, like, dude, like they're going to grow. Like it's going to go just like that. Enjoy the time that you have with them. And definitely I understand, where you're coming from now. My daughter's, she's a teenager now, 13, 8th grade, just went like that. 2020, she's about to be a freshman. It's like, where did time go? And then my 4-year-old Elijah, it's interesting because he came up to me the other day. Well, he has in the past, and asked me about my tattoos, right? And that's one thing that I wanted to bring up on the table because these kids, they observe everything and absorb everything. They see how you act, and if it's your son, maybe they want to shave like daddy, you know what I'm saying? Or they see mommy doing her nails, they want to be like mommy in that sense. Or they want to be in the kitchen cooking like mommy. They just want to be, you're their hero. That's why, man, I love being a dad. Shout outs to the parents. I just love it. It's the best feeling ever, man. And if you're not there yet, I mean, and you do have a child out there, he needs you, she needs you. You know what I'm saying? Create that bond or create that relationship with them, because it's going to go super fast. And before you know it, you're going to miss, the important stuff. And you don't want to. You don't want to just live by pictures and someone showing you pictures. You want to be there to experience that. If you can, of course, if you're able to. But yeah, being a parent is great. Elijah comes up to me and like I mentioned with the tattoo thing, and he starts, he's looked at it, he's trying to rub it off, and he's like, Daddy, what's that? I go, Daddy's tattoos. Tattoo. I says, well, it's a drawing. And here I started showing him the pictures on my left side. I got a chest plate, right? And it's not done yet. Well, the right side's not, but the left side pretty much is. And it's a musical side where I've got my turntable, I got my microphone, I got my cassette tape, I got my on-air sign on there for radio, everything that, about the industry that I've got into, right? And he goes, oh, that's cool, Dad. And you know what I mean? Does it come off? I says, no, it's just there for good. Like, this isn't coming off unless, of course, you do laser, surgery, and that's a conversation I didn't need to have with him, which I ended up getting a couple removed a few years back. And that I did, I think it was an endorsement deal that I had with the laser company, and they asked me if I wanted to, and I said, yeah, and I knew which ones I wanted to. There were ones on my arms and here's why, they did not match up to the work that I had done by my boy Tats. Shout outs to Tats. That's my tattoo artist that I go to, and he's dope. He's in Rialto, TATZ. I'll leave a link to his Instagram in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, of course. If you're not, that's okay, streaming. But yeah, no, it'll be on there. ODM Show is the YouTube channel. But yeah, Tats is dope, man, and his work is just really super dope. So these ones were just kind of like some, garage, one of the homies just happened to have a tattoo next to the ice chest and the tattoo needle next to the ice chest in the garage next to the TV. And one day I was like, hey, homie, I'll hook you up. It's like kind of like when I remember I used to cut the homies' hair in high school, you know what I mean, on my patio in my apartment. I used to be I was the barber of the block. And I had no experience, but it's just, man, to save money, right? So I got those removed. And so now I just have this, and I have a couple on my leg. But yeah, he was just like fascinated by it. Well, next thing you know, we're watching, basketball. I think it was a Lakers game, and he started seeing some of the players. They got tattoos on their arms. He starts pointing them out. Look, Daddy, like you got tattoos too. You got tattoos. And then we'll be watching like concerts on the TV, and he'll point out some of the like rockers or some of the rappers that have tattoos as well. And then he's going like, I see it in his face, like, wow, this is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So fascinated by it. Well, get this. I come home one day from the radio station, and I walk in, and he's wearing a short sleeve, and his left arm, he's got this like tattoo sticker from the top of his arm all the way down. Probably it was like a half sleeve down to his elbow. And I go, Mijo, what is that? And he goes, Dad, I got a tattoo too. I got a tattoo too, just like you. And I was like, oh boy. So then right away I thought, man, that looks pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Like that looks pretty dope. What it was a sticker that he got from my wife's crafting table. She uses it was Nightmare Before Christmas sticker, and she sold some of these tumblers during Halloween. And anyways, she had a couple extra lying around, so he stuck it on his arm. Well, this wasn't one of those stickers that you just buy right from like you get from the gumball machines or whatever vending machines. This like stood on for like maybe a couple weeks. Like it would not come off. And I'm going, damn, he's got to go to school in a couple of days. I'm like, he's not wearing his short sleeve because I'm not trying to explain that one to his teacher. But I do want to ask you, I want to know, what are your thoughts on that? Before I get into mine, I just want to know, like, how do you explain to your children about your tattoos? Have you ever had that conversation with them? Have they ever pointed it out and asked, Dad, or Mom, what about your tattoos? What's this? What's going on? Just like my son came to me and was kind of curious. Do you explain, or do you just like, hey, don't worry about that? You know what I mean? Don't do as I do. Tattoos, nah, you don't want to go that route. Well, whatever. Because me, I appreciate mine. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who appreciates theirs too as well. Like, I mean, I'm living a music profession, and this is what I do. So yeah, that's right. And this is a replica of my lifestyle. This is what I've done. I mean, if I was a dope dealer, I'd probably put some dope on there, but that's not the case. I'm a dope MC. But so I was happy about it. I'm proud of mine. Where there's some people that aren't, and you can have that conversation. But I want to know, have you ever had that conversation? So drop me a message down below in the comments, and or you can email me, odm991@gmail.com. And just let me know, how do you explain to your children about your tattoos, and what do you let them know, basically? Are you okay with it? Do you say, hey, one day when you get older, you cross that path, we'll have that talk? But what do you want to know? What do you explain to them if they're asking now? My daughter's never really asked. She's 13. Just Elijah. Just curious. He's the one that more so wants to be like Dad. I mean, the kid's like rapping every song that I've come out with in the last 4 or 5 months. I've dropped a couple singles, and he knows like every single verse, right? Not even just mine. Like, I've done a few features. Like, he's even rapping the other rappers' parts, and I've showed him some of the videos, and which is another thing. Like, we just shot another video, and I got to watch it, what I play for this kid, because my wife brought it to my attention, obviously, because this last video we just shot, it's called Players Only. If you want to check it out, I'll leave a link in the description. Snoops and Snaps featuring Money Moons, myself, ODM. But the video was shot in the backyard, and it's got like, girls in lingerie on the indoor scenes, or like pillow fighting, whatever. And then you got like, they're in bikinis and thongs, whatever. Nothing crazy going. It was done tastefully. They're not like twerking all up in the video like you see in most of these videos by other artists. But I mean, but it's just the fact that they're really, really revealing. You know what I'm saying? And so I haven't crossed that to where I want to play this video for my son. And my wife's making a point for me not to play for him either. So I got to listen to wifey on that. Because, yeah, I mean, it gets a little, you know, the questions will start coming, or maybe he'll just like get embarrassed or whatever. And I don't want to put that on him. Tattoos are another thing, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing I can do about that. I have one. I have to explain to my son what that is. It's bad enough that, you know, he'll listen to cuss words every now and then. I did a podcast on cuss words. Should I let my kids listen to cuss words, music, whatever, earlier in this season? You can check that out. But if we happen to be somewhere, you know what I mean, and there's music playing, unedited versions, I can't do nothing about it. In fact, he'll be like, Daddy, bad word, bad word, bad word. And that's anywhere. That could be on the TV. That could be on the radio. That could be not on the radio, but you know what I'm saying, like on a unedited version, whatever. And I just kind of got to go, yep, that is, Baba, don't say that. Don't say that. Me, I try my best. It's not like we're rolling in the car, which we always are, and I'm playing my music. I try to like not play the cuss version. If I happen to play it, hey, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. He knows better, and that's what it is, and he knows not to say it. So, again, listen to the podcast, and it goes more in depth with that. But other than that, yeah, just, again, leave me your perspective on 2021. Where do you see us going? What are your thoughts? Let me know your feelings, your concerns. Anything you want to share, you can drop me a message, odm991@gmail.com, or even in the comments below. If you have any questions for me, please don't hesitate to ask, because this is our forum. Normally I have guests, but like I said, I'm going to knock this one out today by myself. We'll get somebody on the phone, or usually they're in front of the camera with me. But yeah, this is the vibe, kicking it off 2021 with you guys. You know, you are the viewers, you are the listeners. Different shades of dad, that's what this podcast is. I'm trying to remember anything else that I wanted to push forward. Anything else coming in the next week. My wife's birthday, please, if you can, go wish her a happy birthday. Can't forget about that. My wifey's birthday is January 9th. So shout outs to everybody who's celebrating the birthday this month. You can hit her up, Vanessa, on Instagram or Facebook @SweetNess. And other than that, yeah, that's it, man. Continue to be great fathers, you know, great parents. Single fathers, I know you got it hard, man. There's a couple other guests that I want to bring to the table here in the future. Who've got really interesting stories, and it could be a celebrity, it could be my next door neighbor. Like, I don't care. If you have a story to tell, I definitely want to hear about it, and you can leave that in the message. All right. Other than that, have a blessed one, and a blast in 2021. And hey, blessings to you and your familia. We're in this together, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Different Shades of Dad. Let's go. Time to step it up and be a role model. Do the best you can. Keep that hand on the throttle. It starts with the will. Guidance will continue. Different Shades of Dad, because the dad lives in you.